Hey, folks, thanks for tuning in to the Band Podcast. I am your host, Mike Lafferty, and here's our obligatory musical intro. I only wish you could see John Gibbons raising the roof down there, folks, while that was playing. So we are playing Forgotten Ruin, based on the novels by Nick Cole and Jason Anspach, and we are doing the rule set that's Super 6, based on Supers by Walt Robillard. Walt is the GM, and he will catch us up on what's been happening in the last... This is session number 3, I believe, right?
Yes, sir. There was some pew-pew and some pow-pow as our special warfare combat crewmen operators decided to do their thing and rescue a bunch of the Navy Seabees that had gone missing. Mm-hmm. When they found a Palisade-style keep, they ended up getting into a dust-up with some very hostile dudes in some ancient armor. They proved that you might be all samurai and all that, but you are not going to do very much against powder projectile-based weaponry. So, they laid the hate. Managed to yo-ho El Berzidente. They laid the hate, managed to get some rounds on target, as well as creating a massive brush fire with some barreled oil. Turned the tide, shot the big bad boss, which then sent the rest of their crew into a frantic run away from all the pow-pow. And Aid is in the green room, by the way. There he is. And and that's where we stand as Lala, you're playing Echo, right?
No, I am playing Knuckles.
Knuckles. So you're playing,
and I believe this is actually this is session 4.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think it is session 4.
Session 4.
Yeah,
so
session 4.
Knuckles noticed that when the tribe took off, your missing Seabees weren't counted among them.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are on the side of that palisade. Everything's on fire. You have one prisoner.
He's quite talkative. He's quite talkative.
Yeah. It's the chocolate, I'm pretty sure. Is there a Roll 20 link I should be showing people?
Yeah, I can put it right here.
Sure. All right, cool.
There it is.
I will not be able to interact with my own character today, Walt. I apologize for giving my setup.
Right. We have the technology. We can move you.
The prisoner did say he would help us track down his people for us because we kept him from dying during the last interaction. We'll call it interaction. Maybe incident. We will not call it what it is.
We thought we'd let one live.
Well, you need somebody to tell the story.
Yeah.
So you guys are floating on the boat. Do you what do you do?
Well, we need to find out first of all if it's going to be a boat journey to get the captives, or are we going to be slogging through the mud? So we'll speak to the prisoner and say, okay, can we get to where we're going on our super boat over there, or are we walking?
He says, I will lead you on the boat if that is your preferred method.
Well, that's where the guns are. So yeah.
Well, before he joins us, there's something very important that we have to do. I believe he needs a proper name. So he needs to be given a proper call sign if he's going to join us and be our guide.
Here it comes.
Well, I do have one to offer if you guys want, but I do think he needs one. So we can call him Wombat Dan. Or if somebody else has something else they want to offer, they're welcome to jump in.
Would it be inappropriate to ask him his name?
We did do it. It's very long-winded with lots of syllables.
Yes.
Yeah, and plus call signs. Plus, you can't give yourself your call sign. You can't give yourself your nickname.
It's true. Somebody else has to do that.
Exactly.
So
it's tradition.
We can't call him Gorn?
Okay. You can call him whatever you want.
What was suggestion, Alice?
Wombat Dan, and it comes from the fact that I used to say we're not PG rated, right?
Okay. I doubt it very much.
Well, even if we were, so there's a mild Chinese swear word that I used to use on the guys in my gaming group when they peeved me off, and it's Wombat Dan. And so they made it a joke into Wombat Dan, and people started making characters named Wombat Dan, just to spite me. because I used to call them wombat bat. And I will not translate that for the table.
Oh,
Thank
just
you.
I'll
that's
let you
off.
look it up.
That was
Right.
just ask for
Google
some translation.
Google translates. Let's bring it up. Google
It will
translate.
not translate on Google. You have to actually search up Chinese swear words.
Oh, that's easy enough.
Growing up, I was taught that basically it meant bastard. I learned as an adult that it actually means cuckold.
It means what?
Cuckold.
Oh, okay, right.
I grew up being told by everyone that it was meant bastard.
So do you name the bastard the bastard?
I
All
vote
right.
yes. Wombat Dan.
All right.
Okay.
So Wombat
Wombat.
Dan says
Oh, bad
says wants to know if you'll cut the binders on his wrist so that
Yes, we will.
so he won't fall over on the boat, and he
Yes.
gives you his word of honor he will not do anything to harm you.
He has been very honorable so far, so I trust him on that.
And judging by the way we laid waste to his entire teammates, I'm not too concerned.
All right, so he gets on the boat with you guys, and you guys start trucking off. It's a winding river. You manage to get through several twists and turns without incident. And he points to kind of like a beachhead about a mile down. The beachhead is very sandy, and then kind of translates into sort of like what you're seeing on the right-hand side of the map. You're seeing like a cliff. It gets a little bit cliff-like, but not too high, easily scalable. And he says, the warren for if things go bad is past that hillside.
As we are traveling to the warren, let's try and interrogate him further to find out, because obviously we knew that one of the guys used some kind of, dare we say, magic attack on us. Was he their leader? Is there another leader that we might expect to find in front of us? What other things might be in front of us, etc.?
He says, the one you killed who passed all of the magic, that was our leader.
Okay. So any potential enemies are going to be pretty much the same as what we've seen already.
He says, well, not exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Did he have some sort of
that little not exactly thing that we need to try and expand on a little bit, really, if that's all right, Walt?
did he have any sort of honor guard? Many tribes and many civilizations have honor guards for their leaders. So did he have any sort of special honor guard that of monsters or of specially trained troops that would be fighting alongside him?
Well, he says he did have an honor guard.
Okay.
You caught
Killed
them
him
on fire.
Okay.
He
Okay.
says,
That was okay.
he says, but you took care, and he's trying to be diplomatic. You can tell, and he's trying to word things very carefully so as not to insult you, or at least that's the way it seems.
Don't worry about that.
He's like, you've killed what is in essence our military commander. However, our spiritual commander is still present.
Mm.
And what is your spiritual commander's abilities? What is their training?
He's like, he much more powerful than the one that you faced already.
Of course.
Of course.
The day that he like holds his hands up in the air as if he's like signing to some great god or something. He's like, the day she called down the great dragon from the clouds was one of the best days of any raids we've ever had. It was quite something to see.
Is that your culture?
Can our MGs and large caliber weaponry on the boat, does the tripod allow it to tilt at a sky pointing fashion?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. Okay.
So he says,
Are they?
Oh, go ahead.
Are they raiders by culture, by nature? Is
That
how they survive?
He says, we take that which cannot be protected,
Okay.
and then when it becomes ours, we protect it.
Okay. So yes, raiding culture.
So he guides you guys over to that sandbar. Basically, you can see the prow impresses of several boats that had at some point come through this way, and lots of footprints in the sand.
Is Echo still recovering from his injuries?
Oh yeah, he's hurt.
Okay, so Echo can stay with the boat,
All
and
right.
the rest of us can proceed, I presume, on foot.
Are you bringing the prisoner with you on the boat? Or
Of course we are.
Yes,
Yeah, of course we are.
I vote
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, boss's job. Haha, boss gets to choose that.
All right. So if you're looking at the map, you can see he brings you through some light palm style forest and puts you on a ridge just overlooking a cave entrance.
Okay.
You don't see any guards, don't see anything to indicate anything other than it's a cave. Give me some awareness checks if you have that skill. If you do not, you are able to roll a 1d6. And plus your wild die if you got it.
I got 4 dice in awareness.
There it is.
I also have 4 dice in awareness.
Is this us being ambushed or not?
You are not being ambushed.
Okay.
You shouldn't wink when you say that, Walt.
It was me dodging the dog.
Okay.
He made me flinch. He did,
It's not an ambush. It's a bacon tree.
How many
I
dice
got
did I
13.
get? Did I come from my sheet? Sorry.
I got 13. Roll 4, keep 3 high.
I got 19.
I got 8.
No, 19.
All right. Anybody who got 9 or higher, you guys are actually on the bottom of the map, kind of like in this ridge right here,
Okay.
surrounded by like palm, like big palm trees.
Okay.
So way past the map, so like up into, let's see if I can get, you are, there we go. You can start to see the ping. So
Yeah.
well past that on the top. It looks like you got some, don't anger the men with the guns. Hey, Punishment 90. You can see there's a spigot of smoke coming like in the back of that on the hill where the cave leads into. So there's no smoke coming out of the cave, but there's definitely smoke further back along the hilltop.
Vents maybe from the cave?
That's what it looks like, judging by how thin it is.
Yeah. Okay. And that's to be expected, I presume. Would speak to, I'll ask one back down. Is that cooking, etc., from inside the cave?
Absolutely. We put the vent backwards, so it did not look as though we were just inside the cave.
Any civilians inside the cave? Women and children, etc.?
There are some, yes.
Okay, right. Well, that could be difficult. I'll look at Knuckles and say, try to keep your grenade launcher down for a little bit while we head into the cave. Let's not blow up any innocent kids.
Well,
Yes, sir.
You probably know. You wouldn't call him sir.
Yes, Chief. Yes, Chief.
I
There
work
you
for a
go.
living. Yeah.
Yes, Chief.
And Knuckles would probably know that inside of a cave environment, grenades have a tendency to create overpressure and
Yeah, not great. Chief.
Let's
Flak.
not. Do
That is something I, as the player, knew that I wasn't going to get to use that in the cave.
yeah, that gets a little weird. So, all right. So, what are you guys doing? You don't see any patrols. You don't see any guards of any sort?
Any light source coming out the cave?
Not really. Well, if
Have
there,
we got night vision goggles?
oh yeah,
Well, let's. What's the terminology if you're doing that? I don't know.
what do you? Oh, put them on.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody just says either go with night vision or throw your nods on or anything like that.
Okay.
NBGs.
NVGs, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go green.
Wait, so they don't have any kind of perimeter? No kind of
I think we probably
security?
killed most of the of the
Okay.
security. Yeah.
All right.
What about any potential tracks here of the people we're looking for? I know that he's led us here, but it could still be a booby trap, as they
Oh,
say.
absolutely.
So can we see any of the old military boot prints that we followed originally?
There is a lot in here, like a ridiculous amount of tracks all throughout this place.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking like really, really like cluttered as far as like the nature and type of tracks. It's almost impossible to gauge one track where one track starts and another one begins.
So we can't really tell if there's U.S. Army military footgear tracks.
No, it's just
Okay.
too trampled.
Okay.
Before we go in following this, I want to ask Wombat Dan something. Warrens like this usually would have an escape route, a secondary exit or entrance. Do they have one? Have they basically excavated, tunneled one, or have found one that they utilize?
Yes, they have a secondary exit.
I want him to take us to the secondary exit, because the front exit's going to be guarded more.
He kind of like grumbles a little bit at the idea, and then he says, I do not think you would like the secondary exit.
Yeah, it could be quite. Yeah, let's push on to the main entrance.
No, seriously, Chief. So why do you think we will not like the secondary?
Well, you will have to go underwater in order to reach it.
That sounds like yeah. Okay, we're pushing on. Come on, Knuckles, we're pushing on.
It's your team, boss.
All right, so you guys start moving toward the entrance?
Yeah,
Yep.
we do.
All right, so you can see that the entrance has it's just a wide mouth cave. There's not a lot to describe or impress or give you an impression of something. It's just very wide. You could probably fit a couple of your boats side by side through this if you were judging by how wide it was. It's definitely got some. It's definitely, like I said, this whole place has been trampled. Give me awareness checks, and this has the ambush rider attached for Knuckles.
Awesome.
16.
Right on.
No, 19.
There we go.
A lot of 19s from you, John.
I know.
Okay, is my awareness 4 stars or 3 stars? It's 4, I think, isn't it?
Who's your guy?
So unless you have a specialty, you're only keeping 3 anyway.
Are you Viking, Aid?
No,
No,
I
Jason's
am the guy who wrote the Polo. Is it Polo? The guy
Polo,
Polo.
yeah. You've got 4.
4, isn't it? Yeah,
Mm,
that's
yep.
what I thought. Okay, well,
SP Vision Fast Twitch, whatever that means.
that sounds good.
Let's see. Da-da-da. Yeah, so you actually get for your awareness is 3D.
Yep.
But you have a fast Twitch vision bonus to your stuff.
Mhm.
So in things where your character is going to have to snap up the target really quick.
Yep.
You get 4D.
Okay, cool.
Oh. I think we found our point, man. Okay, so well
But
volunteered.
you can roll that 4D to aid.
Okay,
roll 4, keep 3.
So
Okay,
Walt,
well-
you.
Go on.
So Walt, you wrote it differently than I'm accustomed to, because I'm accustomed to the specialization not being written, so it'd be 3D, and then a specialization would be an additional die then.
Yeah.
So I've been doing a 4D and then 5D keep 4 when it's my specialty. Sorry.
Yeah, I probably just goofed a little
I
bit.
wrote because I work with it the other way.
No
which,
worries.
You know, but I got a 17 on my ambush awareness.
All right, so you guys all notice there is a section of the cave or of this entrance that it's still trampled, but it doesn't look right. It looks off. It looks like
Okay.
People have avoided putting their weight on it, maybe.
no, it looks just as trampled as everything else, but
It looks like a different set of tracks that can't be really discerned by comparison. So when I spot that, I'm going to say again, Chief, I really think we should take the secondary route. Let's ambush them rather than let them ambush us.
Look, I don't particularly fancy going underwater. We're not SEAL Team 6. Let's carry on. Let's.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you avoid those
It
sections?
is noted, Knuckles, but let's keep going.
I'm going to at that point say that we need a recon. So let's have some of us scouts move ahead, avoiding those areas. But at least that way we can be a little more stealthy and let the rest of them make noise.
Who are you
attention.
sending?
Well, Polo
That's
and
my
Knuckles.
recommendation.
Well, Polo and Knuckles have got the best awareness, so you two take point.
Okay.
Okay.
Deal.
Cool. So we'll
And
ahead.
we'll follow up.
All right. You guys start moving forward. And it, let's see, it's going to be Knuckles and what'd you say, Knuckles and Polo in the front?
Yeah, they've got the best awarenesses.
All right. Hold on 1 second.
Apparently, I put on the red shirt today. Oh, yeah, I did, actually.
Oh, well.
Yeah, you know, you know, it was all fun and games until somebody put on the red shirt.
Yep.
Let's see. There's Knuckles. All right. So you guys start advancing, and how far back is everybody else staying?
Each of those. So we've got on the map, we've got the large grey squares. Is that what, or are we using the smaller white squares on the Roll20 map?
Let's see.
It's hard.
Yeah, there's a double grid.
Yeah, it's a double grid. So use either one.
Okay.
Use the smaller ones. That's
So
the actual grid.
okay, so we'll put 20 foot between us.
Gotcha. All right. So as you enter the cave, one of the things you notice is that area that looked trampled differently. Once you get into the cave and past where rock face jut out, you see like cables and lines. Looks like old rope, and it leads to a pulley system until you see like a series of levers angled up, holding what look like giant wooden plates. It's like giant barriers holding up big like collections of boulders.
I would like to see
it's
if
a way
I
of it's a way of pulling a lever and causing a rock fall, basically.
Yep. I would like to see if I can utilize my intrusion to disable this. If I am designed to disable an IED, I sure hope I can disable something like this.
All right, 9 or higher.
Okay.
Don't gaff it because you don't.
How did I roll that?
All right.
OMG. Okay.
All right.
I just
So
like to point out I have good dice too.
she kneels down into the shale, starts messing with the rope. There's a like a hard like snap, and then you see that whole wooden plate just drop, and all those boulders start to come, and they start carrying with it extra rock as they're tumbling. So you guys have a choice to make. Aid and Alice are ahead, so you pretty much, unless you're looking to get crushed, the only way you have
Is in.
Forward, yeah. Okay.
The rest
Forward.
of you have a choice. You can either run forward with them, or you can run back out of the cave.
Okay. Well, we're not gonna leave two guys behind, so we're gonna go into the cave.
All right.
Oh, blah, 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 blah.
All right. So you guys, the rock slide eventually plays itself out. You got a sliver of light coming back from the way you came, so it's not totally closed off. You can definitely get out there. It looks like this was more to crush people coming in than it was to seal off the entrance. And you end up far enough to see another kind of like cave entrance. You guys are, there you go. You guys are on the bottom. So, you should have control. Mike, that's you right here, the one that's moving.
Yeah.
So you can definitely see like where each other. You can there's a lot of dust in the air. Pull up your shamag or your neck gaiter in order to filter all that junk out. But you have a small pool of water over here, and another entrance that's further in. This one does have a little bit of smoke coming out of it. It's not a lot, but
don't touch anything else, Knuckles. I know you wanted to go for a swim before, and you're a bit upset about the decision, but let's just keep our heads cool and continue.
Wombat Dan, where does this water go?
He says that is for we use that for cleaning the mud off our boots. It's deep, but we don't want to track mud inside.
Okay, so there's no entrance from there that they will come in from behind us?
Literally just tried to rock falls. Everyone dies, for the record. Yeah, he says it is deep. There could be someone hiding under there. He says, but we do not usually use it for entry.
That platform on the right-hand side, how high up is that?
About 30 feet.
Okay.
It does have gouges dug out into the rock so that people could climb it.
Okay. I'm very wary of an ambush here.
I'm
very,
going to
very
look.
aware.
I'm going to go look in the water, try and see if I can get some sight into the water. It sounds like the water's probably going to be pretty muddy and murky, so it's going to be hard to see anything in it. But I'm going to just try and spot movement real quick.
Does somebody want to climb up and take the high point? Overwatch.
I'll do the climbing as we're the scouts. I'll do the climbing. You do the water, and then we'll cover. You guys can stay in the middle and keep your eyes.
Yeah, someone give Overwatch from the plateau at the top as we're.
All right, go ahead and move around as you see fit. Hey, did you say you wanted to go up?
I can't seem to
Yep.
move myself.
Hold on, I can fix that. Controlled by.
My movement's going to be a little bit weird because of the controls I have today. I apologize.
That's fine.
Oh,
All right,
there we
John,
go.
you should be able to move yours.
Okay, I'm going to head over here.
Right on. And Aid, you're controlling Polo.
I have no access.
Do you want access?
No, because I'm not in Roll20. So shift me up to the top. That's cool.
Gotcha. All right. Takes you a minute to climb up there. It looks like people have used this before.
Okay.
As maybe an ambush point. So you guys are cautiously moving in. You see from the cave entrance, one of the same guys as Wombat Dan comes in.
Mm-hmm.
He's wearing, instead of the red and black armor, his armor is almost completely black.
He's got to be a bad guy.
He comes right there and stops, and his hand is kind of like resting on the sword at his belt.
Okay, I'll look to Wombat Dan and say to him, tell this guy that we want our people back and we will leave in peace.
Would you like me to negotiate on your behalf?
Yes, absolutely. Why not?
He's like, I will do that, and he walks forward. So Wombat Dan gets up there. The two have negotiation for about a minute. Wombat Dan bows slightly at the waist, and the other guy cuts his head off.
Gets his head off. I knew you were going to say that.
Cuts his head off.
Wombat Dan, no!
Wombat Dan, no!
The body falls. The head goes one way, the body goes the other. And the guy just kind of kicks the head away.
Wombat dead. Okay.
Roll for initiative.
That's up to you. He's not advancing. He's not doing anything. He's just standing there.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, we are slowly then. Let's not open up yet, guys. Keep Overwatch up there. Let's slowly walk forward.
I'm not gonna walk forward. I'll stay Overwatch from this position.
All right.
And let our boss go up and talk.
Yeah, out of sword range.
All right, you guys all move up.
It's about there. Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The guy is standing there, and he starts cycling through languages. Eventually, he gets to what sounds like English, and he says, "You understand this?"
Yep.
He says,
I'll cut my rifle. Do you understand that?
He says, "Who is the leader of your tribe?"
Far from here, but I can speak for them.
He says, will you stand face to face with me and do so?
Love to, but on another day, we want our people back.
He cocks his head and he takes his sword and chucks it over by your feet.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I don't need this. And he's like, I will not negotiate with you over distance. May I approach?
Yeah, at this stage, you know what we need? We need some like the Swede at Heartbreak Ridge. We all go,
that big
Swede,
guy.
Swede. And then he comes forward to negotiate on our behalf. Okay, well, I will slowly lower the barrel of my rifle down, but very wary. Let's go and negotiate. Look, at the end of the day, he's dealt with his guy. It's their custom to chop each other's heads off. That's fine, right?
So
Just a
he moves
cultural
up.
exchange.
He doesn't get too close to you, but close enough.
Yeah.
And he says, you would like your people. We
Yes,
would like
that's it.
something too. A fair exchange could be negotiated.
Okay, let's keep talking then.
Hope it's chocolate.
He says, we would like one of your dragon boats.
Okay, I'm sure we can negotiate that.
He says,
Deep down thinking you've got no ammo and no fuel for it, so you could have a big floating boat for all I care, but
He says, we are prepared to give you half of your people now and the other half when you deliver the dragon boat.
Okay.
He reaches back and he pulls his hand and goes like this. And you see one of the bosun's mate comes up. She looks pretty beat up. It looks like at some point somebody had throttled her. She's missing a couple of teeth. Her side of her face is blackened up. But the one thing you notice is her knuckles are roughed up as well. So it looks like she might have given as good as she got. And she comes up and she's like, hey, Chief. Sorry we're late. Things got a little out of hand.
I'll ask how many around. How many have survived?
We have 8, counting me, Chief.
Okay, how many of these guys are in there? I'll say to her. I want to try and get some information out of her quick.
Probably there's 60 or 70 we can see.
Shit.
But it looks like a good number of them are non-combatant. It looks like you guys might have hosed a few. There's more deep down, but they have some big guns waiting for you guys to see if you're going to do anything.
What do you mean by big guns?
So she kind of like chin checks this dude and says, "See that guy?
Uh-huh.
Imagine somebody 3-4 times that size.
Okay.
Dressed the same, armor the same."
Okay. I'm a bit. Okay, let's have a group huddle, shall we? Let's. I'll just tell the guy to hold fast while we want to have a conversation with ourselves, and I'll just get everyone together and ask everyone's opinions. I know we never negotiate with terrorists. I mean, I wouldn't say that. At the end of the day, is what do you want to do? The problem is if we say no, we're going to fight this guy now. We're going to push in. At what stage do they start killing the prisoners?
Well, my question is, what do they define as our dragon boat? Because can we take all our guns off of it and give them just the boat, which means that they would have no artillery?
Well, that's what I said. Just
we don't
because
even have to take the guns off it, just take the
No,
ammo out of it.
that's what I mean. They've got no idea.
Look at these shiny
Well, no. Because they may have some idea. That's what I'm asking.
Okay,
look. I'm asking if they do know what they want.
We can take the fuel. We can take the ammo. We can come back and get it another time and renegotiate, if you know what I mean. Right? Okay. With bigger guns. I mean, who's got leadership position here from all of us? Ultimately, I mean, it's kind of like I'm willing to listen to. Look, I know from a game point of view, we've got rank here, but look from a team point of view, let's
If we take
I'm
the
with-
fuel out, then they're going to know something's wrong immediately because you need the boat to be able to run.
Well, they won't be
They're
able
going
to
to.
pilot it.
They're probably going. Well, if they're asking for it, they probably have someone that can pilot it. You're assuming that they don't have anyone that can pilot it. We have no. We're talking as players right now. How do they even know how to speak English?
Give him enough fuel to run for an hour.
That's fine. Give them
Yeah,
enough fuel to run some,
same as
but
the
not
pilot.
all fuel.
Yeah.
We need to be very careful how we deceive them because otherwise they may just chop our friends' heads off.
The other thing to consider is that it's like any kind of new culture you've come to. So whatever happened, they took some of our people hostage. There was some aggravation. Okay. We've now turned up, engaged in combat. Pretty much we have, led the point in the killing so far. Okay. Do we really want to basically put aside any potential diplomacy with a new culture that we have no idea of? So really, if we can negotiate with them now to get our people back by letting them have a joyride in a boat, right, until reinforcements arrive or the real diplomacy guys, military intelligence turn up, God help us. But when they turn up, take over. I just think we're playing with fire to turn around now and refuse. They could just turn around the background and kill everyone, kill the prisoners, and what we achieve then. I'm the one who have to go back and say to the big bosses, "Oh, well, everyone died because we weren't willing to negotiate."
So the thing is, if we want to be able to negotiate with them, we can't be deceiving them. We need to be very clear and concise on our terms, on our trade terms, because if we bring something to them that they decide is them being cheated out, then any possibility to negotiate later on down the road is done, gone, out the door.
Yeah, true.
So,
but also the fact is that later on, they will no longer have the power of the fact they've got people of ours in their custody. Yeah. Negotiations change all the time. New deals are made all the time.
So what are you guys going to do?
I say we need to know. I say we need to know what they mean by that they want a dragon boat. What they think is a dragon boat. We have a boat. We don't know what they call a dragon boat.
Well, let's hope it is our boat. It's not a dragon that floats like a boat, because I'm not going to be able to give them one of them. Okay,
I have a theory on why they're calling it a dragon boat, but we need the definition of it since you're asking, our opinions on this.
Okay, let's call I'll walk over to the guy and I'll say to him, okay, we're willing to negotiate. 1, what do you consider a dragon boat? And 2, what do you need it for?
He says, you came in a craft that rumbled like the big river serpents and then spat fire at some of our people, as well as killed our rider of our own river serpent. He's like, a boat of that kind, we could control this river, making sure that all of the viler members of our kind keep to their parts and leave us alone.
Okay, so the dragon boat requires a certain type of magic. The magic runs out over time. We can give you the dragon boat, but the magic is very low. In order for you to get more magic to continue to use the power of the dragon boat, we want the negotiation with all the people back, and then I can introduce you to our tribal leader.
He says, I think we can negotiate that. He's like, take me back to your people. And he goes, he gives that hand signal again. And 5 of the 8 people that the bosun's mate told you was in the cave are produced, along with an honor guard of 2 of those hulking members of their kind.
Okay. We are willing to negotiate. However, please be made aware, if there is any trickery or any problems, we will obliterate you and everyone inside this cave.
He says, we might be simple, more simple than the magic you possess, but we're not stupid. We won't do anything to jeopardize such a lucrative deal.
Okay.
All right. So what do you guys do? Do you take his offer of removing the 5 and then?
We do, but I also want to make sure that the 3 that he supposedly has left behind are still alive. So I'd like to see them at the cave mouth. It is just a wave, and let our medic come forward and have a look and give a bit of attention.
Done. He signals again, and they produce them. They're all tied together. Another one of those big hulking dudes is right there. Alice, do you go forward to check them, or Jex?
I will.
Yeah, sure. Either or both. Yeah.
All right. They look much like the bosun's mate. They're roughed up, but they're not. They're not. They're not broken. It looks like they might have caused a struggle to try and resist their captors, and then gotten beaten into submission. But it doesn't look like they're badly injured. Broken nose here, black eye there, that kind of deal.
Missing teeth.
That was the bosun's mate. Looks like she put up the biggest fight. But yeah, they look roughed up. And as you guys approach, one of them says, "You guys aren't seriously thinking about doing this, are you? Because that would be a bad plan."
It won't be the first one we made today. Why is it a bad plan?
Well, you're back there with the leader, and he's saying this to Jex and Alice.
I think Jex and Knuckles will discreetly communicate this back to Chief.
All right, yeah, because you guys have throat mics.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, want to ask before I go on comms, though, why is it a bad idea?
So these guys are basically raiding up and down this river, and they are they're looking to expand. And the queen they have back there, she is like 10 pounds of crazy in a 5-pound bag.
Well, one, I already established with the group that they were raiders because I specifically asked what their culture was and asked about them being raiders. So that is information that has already theoretically been put in, calculated into this. But we'll relate that the queen is apparently a bag of crazy chips.
That's fine. So in the meantime, I'll be talking to Echo on the mic and telling Echo to do his damnedest to reduce the amount of ammo available on the vessel. Yeah. Have we got any C5 at all?
You can no, you guys wouldn't have explosives because you have a Mark 19 on board. So things that would require you to have explosives would also require you to have a SEAL team with you.
But let's face it, right? There's going to be no electronic experts in this tribe. So if we wanted to basically say joy rig something that the vessel would break down after, say, doing about 20 miles, I'm sure we could do it.
The what do you call it? Plus, you're going to also use your boat to get back to your actual camp.
Yeah. I mean, look, the key point here is getting our people back alive. I don't really care what happens after that. That's our current mission is this. If we then get a follow-up mission, which is to return and do something else, then we will do that.
So even if we give them a full boat full, it's only going to last so long.
I know.
It's not infinite amount of time, is it?
I'd like to see them.
The ammo, you know.
Yeah. Can you imagine going back in time to medieval time, grabbing 6 sailors and putting them on one of those boats and saying, "Off you go"? I mean, you know.
I can't wait to see. So the what do you call it? The 2 giant guards step forward and they start moving the rock debris to free the what do you call it? Free the entrance, yeah, so you guys can get out. It goes for a good few minutes, and the guy that you've been dealing with tries to convey the fact that he took your people within the tradition of his, and they've been treated honorably up until this point. So as long as you guys don't violate your deal, he's willing to return them to you, and he seems pretty forthright about it.
Jason was asking if the hostages know if these lizard folk have any ammo or fuel stored somewhere.
They don't, or they don't seem to. The bosun's mate kind of tells you the 3 that are back there, they're the ones that have been beaten up the most because they were all vehicle drivers. And when they were taken from their JLTVs, so the military vehicles that they were being used, they basically scuttled both the trucks so that these guys wouldn't get them. But the drivers were collected, and they've been being leaned on pretty hard.
We could always rig them with explosives so that after we get our people back and they drive away. Boom.
Hit a button.
So we're in the mouth of the cave right now, and we've got 1, 2, 3 lizard men and all 8 of the CBs in this room with us.
Well, they're not really lizard men. They kind of look like you guys have seen orcs a couple of times so far. You know, they've attacked your patrol base, and these don't look like them. They look more refined, more.
Yeah, Mike, you're trying to dehumanize them, Mike, before you try and kill them. I know yours. I know your game. They're not lizard people.
All right. I'm just thinking if there's only 3 of them in this room, you know where that thought's going.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
So if you share my screen, Mike, people can see what you're dealing with.
Yep. Oh,
hobgoblins.
So, yeah, they're very like they seem very refined, much more refined than what you've been dealing with. And the giant ones are enormous, easily 12, 15 feet tall. So,
okay.
How are they going to fit in the boat?
Well, it seems like the commander is the only one willing to go with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
The what do you call it? The giants at the front finish, and one of them turns and kind of like ambles a little bit, kind of looking like he's drunk, until you turn and see he's got an arrow, a black fletched arrow sticking out of his eye.
Oh,
and then he just tumbles.
Oh, here we go.
The other one kind of roars outside the entrance, takes a few arrows to the torso. That doesn't seem to bother him very much. And the commander you've been dealing with starts hissing through his teeth, like making some sort of weird cultural noise. And he draws his sword. He's like, "Tell your people to get back. We'll handle this."
Okay.
So what do you guys do?
Where did those arrows come from?
Outside the cave proper.
Okay. Our main priority is getting in the chaos, maybe getting our people the hell out of here.
All right.
That sounds good.
All right. So you guys go back in, into right here.
Well, that's deeper in, isn't it? Not where our boat is, and not where we want our people to be, if you know what I mean. So hold a minute, but I thought the cave was blocked up behind us. Someone's unblocked it.
It's blocked
not
up,
fully.
Down here. So
okay.
This in this direction.
Okay.
At the cave entrance.
Right. Okay. Okay. Well, let's take up some defensive positions, I believe, to protect the captives.
All right. So the Navy guys.
Chief, mind if we protecting the captives, I'm going to suggest that we move them behind Overwatch. So wherever Overwatch positions are, we want to grab them and move them up behind us first.
Yep. Do what you need to do, Knuckles.
All right. So you guys move up and through there. Are you guys staying down at the south?
I am. Let me see if I can move my mini. My connection. So I'm going to move up to here, move up to that ledge, and I'm going to move the people behind. Actually, I guess this one might be easier, but get the people behind me up high on higher ground, behind some cover.
Gotcha. All right.
Get them to, by the way, be like close to the ground. Prone. Make them prone, so therefore, when people are shooting up into the upper ledge, they will not hit those people.
All right.
They're soldiers. They know how to go prone and hide under cover, right? Cool.
And let's see. And 2, 4, 5.
So we got 5 CBs out here with us, and the other 3 are back in the cave somewhere.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to go up here.
All right. From down below, from over that cave entrance, swarm what look like those creatures you guys have kind of encountered before, except instead of the hulking, like what do you call it? Instead of the hulking like orc type creatures, these kind of look like upright hyenas.
Like Knowles?
Knowles!
Could be. Right now, Kennedy is worried about his job. All right,
that's a lot of canine activity there, isn't it?
they're swarming, and for every one that crests the hill, the hill of boulders that the giants were moving, the 2 more are right behind him, ready to make the climb.
You know, we've got to be so careful here, guys. We don't, you know, it's like, who's the bad guys here? Ultimately, up to 5 minutes ago, the people we're negotiating with were the bad guys. These could be good guys charging in.
So, rolling for initiative.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I suppose we better at least see what's going on.
Do you want to roll now, or do you want to roll next session? Because we are coming on the hour.
We're 8 minutes away from the top of the hour.
Yeah.
Yep. So, did you want to roll your initiative and then we'll have it for next time, or you want to wait till
Sounds
next time?
great. Sounds great.
Go on then. Go on then.
Okay, I just have 1d6 in reaction, so I'll just roll 1d6, and I got 1. All right, going last.
I'm laughing, but what do I get? 5.
Okay. I'm on the wrong screen. All right, John. Jason gets the 10. 10. Alice gets a 9. And who am I missing? Jason, was that 10 for something else, Jason?
No, yeah, that was the roll. No, the 11 I rolled. I accidentally double clicked it, and it.
Not a big deal.
Jason just wasn't happy with the 10. He wanted to be better.
Try
I
again.
got,
We
I
can
got
do better.
15.
15 for Aid. And all right, so we have our lineup for next time. Thank God for Aid doing fast Twitch stuff.
Yeah.
Mike, did you want to take us out?
Yeah, sure, I can do that. Thanks for checking out the Banff podcast. We will see you next time when we will be continuing our adventures in the Forgotten Ruin. Thanks a lot and take care.
Cheers.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah.